The following video is not intended for children, and it's best enjoyed if you've either completed the MSQ up to the indicated level, or you otherwise don't care about spoilers. Hello, Steak Driven here. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. It is now Monday following the release of the expansion, and I'm all aquiver with anticipation for what comes next. And some of the blocked out comments on a certain Discord that I'm on have got me worried. So worried. And on that note, I leave matters here in your capable hands. Best of luck. Yeah, cutscene time already. Meanwhile in Ul'dah. Nanamo! Oh, and there's Marshal Terrapin.
Our course of action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make. Summon the best and brightest of our immortal flames and form an expeditionary party at once. Call upon the Sultan Sworn and Brass Blades for support as you must.
And no politics. That means you, Lolorito.
Send word to the guilds. We will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials. Viergeist, we have need of your stone torches. They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
As commander of the Stone Torches, my son Zimberk will personally see it done.
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Tizona's blade clear the way.
He's pretty good with that thing.
Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults.
Don't fuck this up for us.
I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it.
Don't fuck this up, Lolorito.
The final days descend upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dire as they say, Ul'dah's best efforts may be for naught. And yet, when we Eorzeans rose from the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, did we not learn one simple truth? That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together. It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now.
Yeah.
Ul'dah will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future. You know your duties. I, Nanamo Ul'Namo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
Is there gonna be a speech from all the world leaders here? Meanwhile in the Black Shroud. Okay, we're gonna get a scene from all the areas. Awesome. I got a bad feeling about this. Exciting music now. Here we go. It's the Huntsman from Freakazoid. Oh, there he is.
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers.
Wait.
And an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses. Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
Yeah. Totally. Is that...
In that case, might I
Lys!
suggest taking us along?
And the Alamegan resistance. Well, I guess the Alamegan...
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk.
Ah.
So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand?
Hi,
We
Nago.
thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
Boy, is she good at breaking things.
While it pains me to admit it, you are right. Are our deficiencies so plain to see?
It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the Scions assigned to the Shroud.
Long time ago. It was like 1 or 2 years ago.
I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight
That's
together.
right! She and Papa Limo used to patrol this area together. This was like this was their stomping grounds. They were in charge of protecting this area.
Then I will impose upon you with a clear conscience. Come, let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
Okay, fighters in the front, healers in the back. That's how you integrate your forces. I got a bad feeling about this. It's gonna be like I just get the bad impression that it's gonna be a charge of the Light Brigade, and there's gonna be so many that fall. And nice shot.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
Yeah. Cannot let his sacrifice be in vain. Fuck, I hope they don't sacrifice Lise. What do you call that style of singing? Hey, it's Lord of Montelier.
There you are. We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already...
Ah, Orchifon's grave. Whoa. Is there a dragon helping out? Is it Racevalgar?
That was a roar. A dragon's roar.
Wait, a proper Great Worm roar. Like from the beginning of Heavensward. They're like the one that dragons can't ignore? Dude, shit is building up. This is whoa.
And so, in summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honourable Lord Lolorito himself, reached
Honourable.
out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid.
World's about to explode. You've got to help. Oh, well, these guys have a bunch
Is
of them.
that...
Hancock? What a surprise this is. And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you see.
This piece is great. I don't think I've heard this one yet. 5 whole ass minutes of cat jamming later. Right, but the show must go on. As much as I love this music, I cannot afford to sit around here all day and listen to it. Though our friends are searching for refined adamantite and sacred relics, we will only know if they meet your requirements once they've arrived. In the meantime, is there aught else we might do to be of service? Ah, you've already done more than enough. If I had to say, though, I could use someone who knows a thing or two about Alagon technology. You there, lad with the red eyes and matching hair. Frith. Ha, if only Master Kokol knew how right he was. While he and Graha establish a rapport, why don't we help with preparations? Gosh darn it. Indeed, this would mean going above and beyond the terms of our arrangement, but I propose this is not to curry favor. As confident as I am that we will succeed, we must be ready for every eventuality. This would be an opportunity to familiarize ourselves with the logistics of traversing the Great Expanse, and if nothing else, it beats twiddling our thumbs while we wait for the adamantite. Leave the talking to 3 random people to me. Well, ain't you a bunch of helpful buggers. If you've a mind to lend a hand, I know where you ought to go. Charlie and Hammond is lousing with researchers and scholarly types busying themselves, preparing for the Exodus. Ha! That lot need all the help they can get. Well then, off we go. From what I can tell, a lot of people can actually live down here. I don't know much of how much help we can offer, but I dare say they'll benefit from some of that fresh inspiration Scholark Monchang mentioned. Let's start by asking around, ideally without getting in anyone's way. Let's meet by the Aetherai once our work is done. Okay, time to talk to 3 random people again. Okay, so to summarize, they're very tired and restless, they're very worried, and they hope that the collaborators are adorable. Did we really need this filler quest? Fancy meeting you here, Boom. Our friends in the forum brought us to see their teeny little toy boat, which was quite impressive considering they didn't use any creation magics. We don't have those. What we're really interested in is Aetheris itself, though now we find ourselves in sort of a funny underground miniaturized version of it. We were hoping the forum would give us a guided tour, but it appears they're rather preoccupied. Honestly, all that time to prepare and they're still not ready. I suppose we'll just have to show ourselves around, or at least that's what we were planning to do until we chanced upon Urianger and your good self. I'm gonna have to give you a tour, aren't I? Since you're both dawdling about engaging in idle chit-chat, perhaps you could show us a few points of interest. Won't that be fun? Try as he might, Urianger can't free himself. A tour of Labyrinthos. An unexpected yet prudent suggestion. Given the similarities betwixt this artificial environment and the Bestways burrow, 'twould be in our best interest to have the Loperites acquaint themselves with those conditions deemed optimal by their Charlian collaborators. I fear, however, that continued reliance upon my limited knowledge would risk narrowing rather than broadening their perspectives. Mayhap thou art better suited to this venture. What a marvelous idea! Might we begin with that great big what's it over yonder? Ah yes, the what's it. I shall leave its explanation to Boone. Did you just troll me? Urianger just trolled me!
So many stairs, and I'm wearing armor.
Goodness me, to build something so large without creation magics is positively stupendous. Perhaps you could direct our attention to its most important features.
This thing looks like a mushroom. I have no idea what it does.
That looks like the Krees in the Rays Ensvale. Hold on, it's a bit of a strange shape. It's thin at the bottom but big at the round top. Quite tall for something so unbalanced too. Now it makes sense, that's where they store the water. It's a little hard to see from here, but is that golden pipe connected to the top of those tanks?
That's where they make the beer.
And I can see through that window another pipe at the bottom. Ba-da-da-ba. This must be for purifying water drawn up from below. Is that water I hear from inside that great big tube? Did we need to spend so much time on these? It must be because of those giant cogs and that gigantic wheel on top. Oh, I see. That's how they draw up the water. There's probably some sort of spiral-shaped mechanism inside it, too. Wait. Well, if I were to hazard a guess, water is drawn from underground. I'm right, aren't I? I knew it. A design brilliant in its simplicity. I dare say it would only take a moment to install in even the harshest environments. For us Loperites, that is. Not you. Indeed, securing a reliable source of water is of utmost importance for any fledgling settlement. We have read, however, that the people of Aetheris sometimes make their homes in arid deserts and such. How are they able to survive?
Well, villages near waterfalls are common in Garabania, and in Thanalan we have oases.
So wherever you choose to live, you're never far from water.
Oh dear, I worry we won't be able to procure the necessary amount. We can provide enough water to keep them from drying out completely, but it would appear they rely on it far more than we anticipated.
Yeah, we're like 90% water, right? A few adjustments may be in order once we've calculated the average rate of consumption per individual. It may be worth learning more about how exactly they attain their water in the first place. I'm gonna stop doing that. Master Alphinaud spoke of the machinery responsible for that feat during our journey to Logistron Alpha, did he not? Wait a minute, he's not Tony J. Mayhap the Loperites will share his appreciation for the engineering marvel. Oh yes, that sounds absolutely splendid. We must journey beyond the sanctuary of the Charlian hamlet. I shall lead the way. You mean we have to brave the untamed wilderness? A valid concern indeed. We could not help but notice the many dangerous-looking creatures with the big nasty teeth looking beyond the safe confines of this settlement. Were we not escorted by burly custodians, I dread to think what would become of us. Regrettably, to many a hungry predator with the aforementioned big nasty teeth, Loperites may appear to be potential and rather appetizing sources of sustenance. Yeah, you look like bunnies. Might I impose upon thee to assist in securing safe passage to Logistron Alpha? For my part, I shall act as escort to Living Way and Cooking Way. I entrust Singing Way and Growing Way to thy care. Oh, this is a better mission. The kind that I'm used to, where I'm using my sword. Better than talking to 3 random people. A more valiant protector they could not wish for. Godspeed. If it's all the same to you, I'd rather not be eaten by some horrid beastie. Come along, Growing Way, to the water extraction it. Yes, always. Yes, Growing Way is now Orson Welles. My friends, I bid you welcome to Logistron Alpha. Our destination doth lie at the lit's top. Pray, follow me. Marvelous, simply marvelous. So this is what the magic, or science rather, takes place. The perfect environment to sustain life, artificially created. The knowledge we'll gain here will be essential when we start looking for new stars of your kind to inhabit. Apparently, most of them don't even have air for you to breathe. Good thing we told them about the whole air thing. You're all very lucky that Aetheris just so happens to provide everything you need to thrive. Or did mankind turn out the way it did because of the resources, I wonder? Either way, it's nothing short of miraculous, and I cannot wait to see more of it.
This is all very wonderful, I'm sure, but I was rather hoping to learn more about your nourishment provision facilities. In other words, where is the food? Hey, that's my kind of question. I believe that both the knowledge and consumables you seek may be found in Miriel Agronomics, excuse me. As I imagine Singing Way and the others intend to study every conceivable facet of this apparatus, wouldst thou be so kind as to escort our visiting culinarian? Oh, of course! I'm not such a bad culinarian myself, and I'm kinda hungry, so let's go. Even his incredibly vivid, if a bit too verbose descriptions cannot compare to sampling them myself. Not to mention Aetheris will soon be no more, so I must learn all I can while there's still time! Let us brook no further delay. This is the place, yes? Yeah, let's go in. The heady aroma was enough to guide me here, and I spotted several of the fruits and vegetables featured in our compendium. I'd ideally love to try some, but I read that those who help themselves to a farmer's crop without permission are often caught and put into pies. Okay, I'll get you some food. What a fine mess this is. Oh, what's up? Oh, it's you, the one who climbed down the mine shaft. I'd show you around if I could, but I'm rushed off my feet preparing for the exodus. And I'm not the only one. We've all got to find a way to do what we can down here. First on the moon, and then on whichever star the forum decides will become our new home. It's all so sudden, so unreal. You don't want to go to the moon? Well, it's better than waiting for the final days to claim us. But no matter how carefully it's all planned, we'll never be able to take every variety of flora and fauna with us. Even the ones we can take may not survive in their new environment. So many species doomed to extinction. Sorry, that's not what you came to talk about, is it? Nothing quite so dire, I assure you. We're just hungry.
By all means, help yourselves. Much appreciated, my good fellow. So, where to begin?
I don't even know where to begin.
Don't even know where to begin.
Okay, we gotta take the bunny rabbit to these ultra high grapes, which have already become a meme, I'm absolutely sure.
Oh, these are grapes, yes? Let's see if they're as delicious as they look. So sweet, so sour, the taste is much like a ripe philosopher's carrot, and yet the texture is entirely different. The contrast between the outer skin and the fruit within is most peculiar, though far from unpleasant. Yes, I think I'll try another.
Oh, you're gonna become addicted to grapes, aren't you? It's gonna become your signature favorite food.
Well, that's certainly giving me food for thought. Hardy har har. Though in a far less visceral manner than any philosopher's carrot. But tell me, what is your opinion of grapes?
They're okay.
Meh? An expression of indifference, I assume. In all fairness, our compendium did note they are valued more as an ingredient for spirituous beverages than a fruit for regular consumption. Anyway, that's enough about grapes for the time being. On to the next treat.
You know, I just had a thought. Sorry, I'm not progressing the quest, but is it gonna matter where we go? Because the despair aura thing, that's just gonna reach us wherever we go, right? I mean, they're on the edge of the universe, aren't they?
Orange by name, orange by nature.
Try some.
What came first, the fruit or the color? Who cares? Let's eat.
I'll Google it later. Future me.
Yes, that's
Equal parts sweet and sour, as with the grapes, yet nothing alike.
I may have to consult Urianji about expanding my vocabulary. I simply cannot find the words to describe it.
He's the man to ask.
Perhaps what I'm looking for is bitter. Did you eat the frickin' peel too? This is all very complicated, you know? So many flavors, so many choices, and each individual with their own personal preferences. Now I see why you all turned your noses up at the idea of eating nothing but carrots. Marvelous though they still are in my estimation. Well, you're a bunny rabbit. Let no one say I tried otherwise. But speaking of carrots, I've yet to sample any of the vegetables. Let's see what's in the field over there.
Okay. You know, I really wish the game would put more last names on the characters, because I would like to know if this Mikote is related to Minago. Wait, pumpkins? You're gonna eat a raw pumpkin? It's nasty. Bleh, hard and flavorless. Yeah, it's a raw pumpkin. You don't eat raw pumpkin. Stop. Can't you see these are pumpkins? And no one with any sense would try eating them raw. You're supposed to cook them first. Do you not find it an awful bother? Bother. Far from it. Cooking is a joy unto itself. Yes! And what's more, it broadens the range of ingredients that we may safely eat. But above all else, cooking allows us to draw out the full potential of our produce. Pumpkin stew has been one of my favorite dishes for as far back as I can remember. Then perhaps even these hard blocks of plant matter can become as delicious as the orange I sampled. I wonder, though, is there anything more delicious? How about that yellow fruit over yonder? Sorry, you're gonna be in for disappointment. I mean, unless we make lemonade.
What a wondrous fragrance. With luck, it'll have flavor to match. I have no idea how these are eaten. I'll just bite into it.
You're gonna be like,
my tongue, is this poison?
no, it's a lemon. You're supposed to squeeze it into booze.
A lemon? You mean it's supposed to taste like this? How can something so similar to an orange be so revolting? It may be some time before my palate recovers from this ordeal. Yeah, you might want to wait. As such, I had best call an end to this round of sampling. Let's say our farewells and return to the others.
Oh, well now, finished, have you? Well, I trust you found something to your liking.
I'm rather enamored with the grapes and oranges. Less so the pumpkin, though. I learned the hard way that they're not to be eaten raw. Then there was that lemon, the deceiver. I feel so violated.
First time, was it? I hate for you to have to leave with a bad taste in your mouth in more ways than one. So I'll give you this lemon muffin.
Ew, lemon does not belong in baked goods, especially not blueberry muffins. If your local bakery is putting lemon zest into its blueberry muffins, consider trying a different bakery.
More lemon? Have I not suffered enough?
Oh, don't worry, I'm sure there's plenty of lemon about this whole facility.
Wait, what? Nevertheless, it would be remiss of me to spurn this opportunity to, oof, a bit of sick came up there. Learn more of your inscrutable ways.
You're gonna get sicker.
Very well, lemon muffin, do your worst. Lemon tea? This is... 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 Lem delicious!
Yes! This is delicious!
Wow, even when they're farmers, they look scary. Shayla, I mean. Although I detect a hint of lemon, it complements the sweetness of the dough to create perfect harmony. And I think it makes it taste like somebody failed to clean the pan out after they washed it. I never would have guessed its vile bitterness could be utilized so elegantly. You ate the rind too. It's simply breathtaking.
See, we rarely use lemon in its natural state, but it has a starring role in all sorts of recipes. And the same is true for many other ingredients. It comes down to making the most.
Okay, Pat Buttram is killing my throat right now. And sometimes that can even be the difference between life and death. I know we won't be able to take every species with us. No doubt the Forum agonized over what was worth preserving and what will be consigned to history. Hard choices, but we make them if we must, if we're to survive. Such strength of will. Now I know what Heidelin sees in your kind. Mankind, the Loperids, we were both born from accumulated knowledge of the ancients. They learned all there is to learn about the nature of sentient life and the fates of the stars themselves. Once a civilization has fulfilled basic requirements for survival, it will inevitably seek to eliminate all forms of negativity and achieve perfection. Yeah, toxic positivity is a real problem out here. And therein lies its folly and its downfall. Again, toxic positivity is just as bad, if not worse, than being negative all the time. For perfection is an unattainable ideal. Yes. 'Tis the paradox of the immaculate carrot. The immaculate carrot. Yet civilization... immaculate carrot. Okay. Yet civilizations, since time immemorial, have deemed the pursuit of perfection as progress. They pay no heed to the costs incurred in their futile quest, and all too often become the architects of their own demise, their dreams forever unfulfilled. Yet then, what's the alternative? The answer lies in knowing that our existence can never be perfect. Bingo! To be content with such things as we have. When life gives you lemons, you make lemon muffin. No, you take those lemons back. You demand to see life's manager. Oh, I love that game. It's so... Pardon my Eorzean, but what in the seven hells are you on about? And who are you, anyway? Cooking Way, at your service. I'm here to help prepare for the trip to the moon. Is it playing the silly music? No. And once you get there, you'll be able to try my carrots. I've been growing all different kinds. But don't you worry, there'll be room for your crops too. We'll work together to preserve as many of Aetherius' species as possible, if you're up to the challenge. I got a whole log for those. Of course, I look forward to it. God, Pat Buttram did a real number there. Well, this has been very productive. Probably. Let's go see if Urianger and the others have run out of machinery to inspect, shall we? Hi, Cha. Hey, little feller. That was the most enlightening, especially the part about the lemon muffin. Actually, I was wondering, do you know any other places famed for their cuisine? Oodles of noodles. Limsala Minsa is home to the Culinarians Guild, and many less than savory establishments, but they've got the best stuff. Would I have time to visit? Would that I had time to visit. The more I learn of Aetherius, the more I wish we could spare from the final days. Well, that's what we're trying to do! Alas, Heidelin's orders are to flee, not to resist. If there was only some other way. I still think that the problem is going to follow us wherever we go. They're just going to chase after us, and they're going to use that despair aura to kill everybody. Boon, I trust that time at Meral Agronomics did bear fruit. Urianger, really. Our own efforts, too, were rewarded. We now possess an embarrassment of educational riches. No doubt our guest's relentless pursuit of knowledge could occupy them and us for a fortnight. Alas, time is of the essence. Let us return to Charlian Hamlet forthwith. I shall gladly attend to each and every loper it here should further questions within my power to answer arise.
You just want to get glomped on, don't you? Guilty as charged. Burp. What's up, Growy?
Yes, Boone, that was indeed me verbalizing a sigh to express my emotional state. Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
You saw the reconstructed environmental data. Okay. A forest so lovely, so leafy. Are all forests like that?
Yeah. Haha. They're verdant at least. The trees of Dravania are so big.
Gasp, I say. With stars so wonderful, it comes as no surprise that you were reluctant to leave it behind. I was a fool to think otherwise, to assume that the moon was something worth being proud of. Well, it's a great architectural marvel, I gotta say. How ridiculous we must seem to you, trying so hard, yet achieving so little. But you're so adorable! Not at all. Thy works are no less worthy for their uniqueness.
I thought I heard tiny voices. Who dat?
Oh, it's Thancred. Thancred?
Wow, he managed to get his name out with just one word.
How didst thou fare? Oh, I was able to glean a fair bit from the researchers while helping to move their cargo. Preparations have proceeded without interruption here, despite news of the coming end. We have the forum's leadership to thank for that.
Oh, really? They actually did something?
That doesn't mean people aren't worried. Quite the opposite. Knowing disaster could strike at any moment, they hurry to complete their work, equally aware that a single error could be the difference between life and death. And we can hardly tell them there's no cause for concern, because there totally is. Perhaps not. Though aided by our goodly growing way, we may yet find other ways to lighten their burden. Oh? Me? Be of use to people? I'm honored you think me be so capable, but I'm not sure I'm up to the challenge. Nevertheless, I believe in thee. If you say so, I suppose it can't hurt to try. I passed someone moping in the Western Plaza that looked to be in need of a helping paw. Perhaps you might start with him. "'Tis as good a place as any. Come."
Oh, is this one voice added?
Ah, the sad music. Oh, can I help you?
This bunny wants to help.
It is you who would help me. Is my anxiety truly so obvious? A burden shared is a burden eased. Pray, tell us of thy troubles. Those little fellows do look like good listeners. I'm an engineer, you see, and what they say of the ship is that it's the sum of decades of Charlan ingenuity, that it's built with peerless Alagon technology. It's all true, but... I know none of that's nothing's a guarantee. Nothing's guaranteed except death and taxes. We've never before launched a starfaring vessel, let alone flown it in the great expanse. All the tests we've run have been on the ground. Only operational personnel cargo aboard for the first voyage, but even so, if it fails us then, what can we do? And if it doesn't, it could fall apart at the next flight, or the one after that! We've done everything we can to prevent that from happening, but it hardly matters. We thought the Aether Burner's design was flawless too, but look how that turned out. Thou art familiar with these most daunting technologies, and thus dost thou hold the power to allay his fears. Oh, I'm not sure about that, but, well... Maybe you could tell me if there's any aspects of the ship's design that you're specifically worried about. Our ability to walk about and perform tasks are one. I've devised a means by which to employ gravity. A spatiotemporal spell to regulate the environment. But what if it's not strong enough? What if everyone floats away and begins crashing into things as soon as we let the star? Ah, gravitation. Maybe I can be of help after all. Up there is no different from down here, you see? The same rules apply, and if you consider them as part of a great big cosmos rather than in separate places... Gollum. My throat. My poor throat. I suspect both parties shall find comfort in this conversation. Yet if Thancred's tale be true, still others would benefit from insights born of experience. Might I prevail upon Loperites to attend them? An excellent idea, if I do say so myself. There is naught we'd like more than to ease the hearts of the fine people of Aetherius, and learn more about them while we're at it. Full glad am I to hear it. Gather thy companions and bring them hither. Boone, thou hast a gift for finding souls in need of succor. Pray seek out the distressed and the apprehensive and inform them that help is at hand. Talk to 3 random people. Got it. I shall await them here that I might introduce each to a suitable Loperite. Alright. Oh, I do so look forward to that. A place for every Loperite and every Loperite in their place. I died on cue. Ultimate. Alright, well, I guess that's the end of this episode. That's our show. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Have a good day. Server crash, pain in my lily ass. Holy shit, see that queue. Million people plus me and you. Look out, here comes the server crash.